So E3 passed by a few weeks ago and a bunch of people were disappointed that we didn't get a new Pokemon game. And I'm just sitting here like, have you not watched my Neo Team Player Theory video? And then I went ahead and looked at it. It got 4,000 views, which is amazing to me. But then I went ahead and looked at the likes. I got like 70 likes and like 6 dislikes. And 4,000 views, that meant something. So I'm pretty sure a bunch of people clicked on the video, heard how awkward I was, and just stopped watching it. And they saw like how long it was. It was 15 minutes long. It didn't need to be that long. So they stopped watching it. So you know what? I haven't uploaded stuff in like 2 to 3 months. So to come back, I'm decided to do this. I'm going to remake that Neo Team Player Theory video. And I'm going to prove to you guys why we're not getting any more 6th gen games. Showing why 7th gen is probably not going to come out this year, but next year. And show why I'm almost certain that we're going to get DLC of some kind. Hopefully it's free, but, you know. I'm going to do what we did last time, except this time we're cutting the awkwardness, we're cutting the jokes, and we're cutting the time. So let me go ahead and show you why in 2015 we're more likely to get Pokemon DLC rather than a full-fledged Pokemon game. When making a theory or speculating, you need clues. Without clues, you can't do anything. You can't just make up the theory or speculation like out of nowhere. And I got my clues. So for clues, we have the new 3DS systems, past Pokemon generations, 6th gen mysteries, the anime, Zygarde's new moves, Pokédex completion, the history of Pokemon games, Zygarde, Volcanion, Hoopa, Malva, AZ's Floette, and the new Mega Evolution special that's coming up. To prove that DLC is more likely than full-fledged games, I gotta prove why full-fledged games aren't likely, and everyone's speculating about possible 7th gen games or possible 6th gen games. So to start off, why not debunk the 7th gen games? So with the additions of the new 3DS and new 3DS XL, it seems perfect for a new Pokemon generation, but with every new handheld, that doesn't mean there's a new generation of Pokemon. 4th gen and 5th gen were both on Nintendo DS. With that, it might seem like it's more likely for 7th gen to come out on the Nintendo 3DS, but we've been having consistent Pokemon games since Black 2 and White 2, and if you look at the history of when Pokemon games are released, there's usually a break just around this period. On top of that, even though it doesn't have a direct link to the games, the anime generally shows us where we are in the Pokemon universe. What I mean by that is, every time a generation is about to wrap up in the Pokemon games, Ash is about to wrap up his journey in the Pokemon anime. At the moment, he has 6 of the 8 badges, so there's still progress to be made in 6th gen. Okay, so we can safely say that 7th gen is not coming out in 2015 at least. 2016, it's a high possibility. I'm not trying to debunk 7th gen, I'm just trying to say it's not coming out this year. Okay, so there's progress to be made in 6th gen, so why not have more 6th gen games? There are a bunch of speculated titles for this topic. I'll give you a general look of what we have. There's Pokemon X2, Pokemon Y2, Pokemon Z, Pokemon XZ, Pokemon YZ, or you can say Pokemon ZX, Pokemon ZY, and Pokemon Delta Emerald. Now all these games, with the exception of Delta Emerald, are meant to be sequels to Pokemon X and Y. And Tube made a video proving how Pokemon Emerald's already in Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, so that pretty much disproves Delta Emerald. I'll leave a link to the video in the description below. Now, to disprove the rest of the titles, I'll bring up one thing that I'm pretty sure will convince all of you that we're not getting any more 6th gen titles. Aside from the story and to become a champion and whatnot, your goal in the Pokemon game is to become a master. And what do you have to do to be a master? You gotta catch them all. And what can you do with all 4 Pokemon 6th gen games? You can catch them all. So with this one generation of Pokemon games, we can catch them all, and that's the purpose of Pokemon games, is to catch them all. So to me, if you were to add more Pokemon games to this generation, it defeats the main purpose of a Pokemon game. With the main purpose out of the way, you can safely say this generation's coming to a close. But it's not, and we all know this. And this is why I'm led to believe that we're getting DLC. How do we know 6th gen's not coming to a close? We all know about Volcanion. Hoopa's been officially released recently. We all know about Zygarde's 2 moves, and 6th gen in general just has way too many mysteries. Okay, so to prove that 6th gen is still continuing, we're going to start off with Zygarde and all the information we have about it. Let's look at Zygarde's Pokédex entry, shall we? When the Kalos region's ecosystem falls in disarray, it appears and reveals its secret power. It's hypothesized that it's monitoring those who destroy the ecosystem from deep in the cave where it lives. Why are we starting with Zygarde, you may ask? let's be honest here, there's more to Zygarde than meets the eye. And you guys might not know this, but it's been weeks since I worked on this video. It's like July, like 28th, I don't know, so someday. And E3 was how many weeks ago, so you guys should understand how long it's taken me to do this video, not because it's a long project, it's because I'm lazy. But you know what? My laziness came through, because it looks like our buddy Zygarde here has a new form. What? So being lazy does have its occasional benefits, but anyways, that aside, it does look like Zygarde's getting a new form, and that means that 6th gen is continuing. And if you agree with me that with the 4 installments that we have in 6th gen, the Pokédex can be completed, therefore there should be no new Pokemon games for 6th gen, we're looking at possible DLC. If you're thinking that this mysterious Pokemon might be for 7th gen, there is evidence to show that this is probably Zygarde, as Zygarde has 2 unreleased moves, 1000 arrows and 1000 waves, and the speculation behind it is that Zygarde will get 2 new forms, and that each of the forms will have a new move, 1000 arrows or 1000 waves. Okay, so let's say the DLC plot is centered around Zygarde. Why would Zygarde be here? For Zygarde to be there, the ecosystem has to fall into disarray. Who's gonna run amok and cause havoc and chaos to the ecosystem? Team Flare, obviously. You say Team Flare is disbanded? Let me show you. Team Rocket. Were they disbanded? Yes. Did they come back 3 years after? Yes. So who's to say that Team Flare can't resurrect like Team Rocket once did? Who's to say that Malva can't be like Archer? Archer who created Neo Team Rocket. Malva who will create Neo Team Flare. Who's to say that the flare in their name doesn't represent the fire that Volcanion brings? If you don't get what I'm trying to say, don't worry. Let's take it a few steps back. I was saying that Team Flare will be the reason that a plot will be created in this DLC. Yes, Team Flare is disbanded, but I can easily see Malva coming back and resurrecting Team Flare. In the looker missions and the main story of X and Y, every time you counter Malva, you can tell that she really values Team Flare. So do you really think that she's just gonna let some 10-year-old destroy Team Flare and get away with it? It's possible, but I seriously doubt it. Malva's mysterious as it is. She's an Elite 4 member, a Holocaster news reporter, and an ex-member of Team Flare. Or, that's what you think. She's mysterious enough that it wouldn't be surprising if she was creating a new Team Flare. Team Flare's goal was to create a new beautiful world, so it makes sense if Neo Team Flare's goal was the same, to create a new beautiful world. But the way they go about it would be different. Instead of going after Xerneas or Yveltal, they'd go after Volcanion. Like I mentioned earlier, she is a Holocaster news reporter, so we can assume that she's a part of the Lumiose Press. Going into Lumiose Press, you can find out that the chief editor has gone to look for a mythical Pokemon deep in the mountains. And this event is confirmed to be for Volcanion, as if you bring a half Volcanion into the Lumiose Press, the chief editor will return. If Malva is a part of the Lumiose Press, she could have found out about Volcanion through the chief editor, and from there she would have decided to go after Volcanion. There's another Volcanion event in the Mobile TV studio in Oraz. If you show the guy your Volcanion, he'll show you reports of people trying to get Volcanion. All of these reports having information on Volcanion, and one of the reports really caught my eye. The part where the reporter says, Volcanion is strong enough to change mountains into plains. Now what's Volcanion doing? He's changing the ecosystem. Alright, so Neo Team Flare is going to try to create a new beautiful world by destroying the ecosystems and creating new ones. But to destroy the ecosystems, they have to capture Volcanion. They'll capture Volcanion, start destroying the ecosystems, Zygarde will awaken, and you will possibly have to catch Zygarde, help him unlock his 2 new forms, and then you gotta go and face Malva once again, but this time against Neo Team Flare. And when things are just not going your way, you think all hope is lost? No, AZ comes out of nowhere, brings his monstrous Floette, and starts wrecking everything. Yeah, something like that, you know. Then, use Zygarde, AZ, and his Floette, save Volcanion, and stop Team Flare once again. And hopefully, we never have to face him again until 2028, when we get the 6th gen remakes. One more thing to support my theory is the strongest Mega Evolution specials. The color for the number in the title always changes to represent what's happening in the new special. The first one was black to represent Charizard X. The second one was green to represent Mega Rayquaza. The third one was red and blue to represent Primal Groudon and Primal Kyogre. This new one, the strongest Mega Evolution Act 4, is red and green. Red for Volcanion and green for Zygarde. How much you want to bet? You know how disappointed I'm going to be if this entire thing is so wrong because I'm acting like so cocky? How about we recap this video? The upcoming future for Pokemon main series game is not 7th gen, as it's too early for 6th gen to end, as there are too many mysteries in 6th gen, and the anime and the movies show that 6th gen is continuing. So 6th gen is continuing, but it will not be the 6th gen sequels that everyone is expecting, because the Pokédex can be completed with all 4 installments in 6th gen. Like mentioned earlier, 6th gen has too many mysteries, and one of those big mysteries is Zygarde and the hidden moves that it has, and the possible new form that it's getting. Malvo, being the mysterious woman that she is, she will probably resurrect Team Flare and create Neo Team Flare. Since she is a part of the Lumiose Press, she probably sees interest in Volcanion, and she will obtain Volcanion and use Volcanion to help Neo Team Flare create a new beautiful world by destroying and creating new ecosystems. With damage being done to the ecosystems, Zygarde will awaken its unreleased power and help bring balance to the ecosystems. And finally, you, Zygarde, AZ, and AZ's Floette decide to stop Neo Team Flare and save Volcanion from them. All of this for the low price of $59.90. No, Gamefreak, don't do it, please, just give it to us for free. I know, you guys want to give us for free. I'll pay, you know, but like, I'd rather have it free. Thanks for watching, guys, and if you enjoyed, be sure to hero punch that like button for me. I try to be as normal as possible, and like not as awkward as it was last time. That was a terrible run. We won't speak of that. I do have more theories coming up and more Let's Play videos. I won't say when, because every time I do, I don't live up to it. So I just have more interesting videos coming up, so be sure to stay tuned for that. Subscribe if you haven't. I wanted this video to be like 8 minutes long, but now it's going to end up like 10. So you know what that means. I'm going to have to wrap it up. So I'll catch you guys later, alright? Bye! Real quick before we end off the video, sorry for the change of audio quality again. I want to say that the Zygarde movie is confirmed for 2016, as you see the picture right there. So basically what it's saying is we're not getting any main series Pokemon content until 2016. So, for my theory to work, it has to be pushed back to 2016, but in that time, we might as well get a new Pokemon game. This does drop my 95% confidence level to an 80% confidence level, but it can still work. What would have to happen is we have to get DLC around January, June, February, March, whatever, and then in the fall and late winter time, we'd have to get the 7th gen games. I won't deny that this does raise up the possibility of 6th gen sequels, but I'm still sticking to the whole DLC thing. What do you guys think? Let me know down below. See ya!